Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Motivational Monday. We are excited to be here once again. I have Zion Anaguru, Leah Garcia, and Annie Asang here today. And we are super excited to share this incredible topic with you all. What's your why? Turn your purpose into profit. So if you're on here with us today, definitely put something in the chat. Let us know where you're zooming in from, and so we can shout you out. All right. So, I was thinking that, I think the most important aspect of building a business is knowing why you're actually doing it. Because if you're just focused on you want to make money, when the money is not rolling in, you will just quit because the money is not here. Right? Like, what's the point, right? And that's the problem. When you don't have a why, it's easy to quit. It's easy to say, to throw in the towel because there's nothing driving you. But there's nothing more powerful than having a why that drives you to do what you do every day, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the hardships and the setbacks, right? So we're going to dive into this today. Hopefully, we'll hear from you all also. What's your why? Put that in the chat as well so we know, and we can talk about that. And then we're also going to answer questions, all right? So let's get started. I'm going to go out to California to our first speaker who is here at 4:02 in the morning. That is early. How many of you get up that early to get on a call? Not too many. But she is a champion. She helps a lot of people. She is known as the dynasty builder. She helps you build dynasties, right? All things finances. She tells you how to make money, how to invest money, how to save money, whatever it is, right? So you want to check out her ebook. She's also a 3rd degree black belt, which means she's a very disciplined person. She knows how to set a goal and achieve it, right? And also, you don't want to get in a fight with her because she may just body slam you. All right, so without further ado, let me welcome our good friend, Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Happy Money Monday, champions. I love this topic, how to turn your passion into profits. And this is why I'm up so early, and I am fired up, super excited. Put a 1 in the chat if you are excited to be here on Money Monday. I know it's Motivation Monday, but for me, it is Money Monday. Listen, what is your why? How do you turn your purpose into your profits? Everybody talks about your why, but nobody talks about the part where your why has to pay your mortgage, because the electric company is not accepting your passion as their payment. We have to make money. So what's the real question is, what is that why? How do you turn that into your profits? And you know what? In the beginning, I struggled. And let's just say my checking account and my savings account did not know each other very well, okay? It was ugly. It was challenging. I was trying to close a sale. I was driving all over the place. And I was trying to help families. And then something happened to me that changed everything forever. I helped a family, and they invited me to dinner. And I thought, wow, what a really nice thing to do, right? Let's celebrate what we've done for you and your family. And then they started to tell me what I did for them and how it changed their family forever. That's when it clicked. That's when everything changed. That's when I caught it. It wasn't about closing the sale, getting the commission, and moving on to the next client. It was about the families that I changed. And I call it the wealth bridge, right? It's that bridge from your why to your wealth. But very few people know how to turn that purpose into their prosperity. So I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets. Give me a shout out if you're picking up what I'm putting down. What is your story? Like, what is the thing that helped you? What is the thing that changed your business? I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets on how to turn your purpose into your passion and your passion into your profits. Number one, your why must be bigger than your feelings. Listen, if I had to go by my feelings, I wouldn't have got up this morning at 2 a.m. We all want to push the snooze button. Jim Rohn puts it this way: when the why is strong enough, you'll find any how. The how becomes easy, because we can all have excuses. People always tell me, Leah, I want to win. I want to do something great. But then they have all these reasons why they're not going to do the things that they need to do. Number two, your purpose must solve a problem. Passion is wonderful, but passion doesn't pay the bills. What are the biggest problems you can solve? And that's when you'll know when you can truly make a difference and monetize what you're doing. So I talk about debt, its solutions, retirement, taxes, generational wealth. What is the business that you're doing? What is the problems that you solve? When you solve bigger problems, you can ask for bigger dollars. Listen, folks, if you're not making money, then you have a very expensive hobbies, and hobby don't create family dynasties. Number three, this one is big. Put a star around it, circle it, highlight it. Stop negotiating the price. Everybody wants to win until the alarm goes off. Everybody wants to win. You know, like you go into the store and you see something that looks nice, and then you flip it over, you look at the price. Listen, stop negotiating the price. It is costly. It is expensive to win. It's going to change you everything. You are going to have to do things you never wanted to do. People come to me and they want to be coached and they want help and they want to do things, but then they say, you know what? I don't want to do that. You know what? That's not really comfortable for me. Stop negotiating the price. Listen, folks, when I think back to that dinner with my client, I realized that something powerful happened in me. The greatest reward wasn't the commission. The greatest reward was changing their family forever. And that's when I understood something. That's when I understood when your purpose becomes profitable, you don't change your life, you change your family tree forever. And that's why I talk about building generational wealth. That's why I call myself the dynasty builder, because I'm not here just to make some money. I'm not just here for you to make some money. I'm here for you to change your family's last name forever. And that's why I always say, wealth today, dynasty tomorrow. With that, I hand it back to you, Mr. Eric F. King of Collaboration.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Leah. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. What a way to start the day. What a way to start the day. So I see that some people are not able to get on LinkedIn. So I want everybody to go on YouTube, Eric F. King on YouTube, and you can get in. And please repost this as well on your LinkedIn. All right. So our next speaker hails out of Nigeria, West Africa. He is known all over the world for what he does, and what he does is so important, especially nowadays, to help you build your business, and not just your business, but in your life, period, right? What he teaches. So I'm not going to steal his thunder. You're going to hear from him right now. We call him Mr. Positive Energy. That must give you an idea of what he talks about. So Zion Anagru, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric F. King. Thank you so much, Queen Leah and Mr. Eni. You know, it's always a privilege to kick off the week on a Monday morning like this, especially with amazing people who are on stage to share their insight, their nugget, and their experiences about life. And to all the MVPs in the building who are joining us in the comment section, we celebrate you. I will say welcome again to another edition. Now, today's topic is very profound. And I believe each and every one of us can actually resonate with it. Why? Because we all have a why. But not everybody is turning their why into profit. Not everybody is turning their purpose into profit. And that brings us into the conversation. For me, it's all about my why. It's about spreading positivity to every corner of the earth, one person at a time, to inspire people, to motivate people, and to help people go through life challenges through the power of positivity every day of their life. Because for me, I believe that mindset is key in everything you want to do. Because if your mind is right, your life is right. If your mind is set, your life is set. So with the power of positivity, we can be able to change your life, change your business, and help you become a better person. For me, that's my why. And my why is to help people, using this to help people. Now, to go into the conversation proper, how to turn your your purpose into profit. One thing that you must understand, don't get scared to be paid doing what you enjoy. I'll say this again. Don't get scared to be paid doing what you enjoy. This is something I never understood. This is something I never believed before, because I used to think, oh, why would they pay me for what I enjoy doing? What's my purpose? At the end of the day, in fact, I was inspiring people, motivating people, but no money was coming in, no finances was coming in. If I had to do things, I could not do it because I didn't have the finances. But then I was helping people. I was supporting people. I was doing a whole lot every day for people. But then it dawned on me that there is nothing bad if I'm being paid for doing what I love doing. I coach people in positivity. I mentor people to embrace positivity, and I get paid of it. Get paid is a win-win. You are impacted, you get value. I'm impacted, I get value in return. So one thing that you must understand in turning your purpose into profit, don't get scared to be paid in doing what you enjoy doing, because that's a mistake a lot of people make. Secondly, specificity is key to turn your purpose into profit. A lot of people, we are doing so many things. Okay, remember I said helping people. Helping people is too generic. It's too many to say. There, doctors are helping people, engineers are helping people, entrepreneurs are helping people. We are helping people, but then being specific on how you help people can help you turn your purpose into profit. For me, yes, I help people, but tailored into positivity, using positivity as a catalyst, to help you, your mindset, your approach, your speech, your attitude, your character, your habit through the power of positivity. For me, you have to be specific. Specificity in purpose is very, very important. I know you love a lot of things. I know you are good in many things, but people will not pay you for many things. People will pay you for that one thing that you are so good at. So finding purpose and streamlining your purpose to be specific, it's key and it's very important. So do not be a jack of all trades. Let people know you for something that you can do. And Queen Leah mentioned something earlier. Create solutions. Create solutions for people. One thing I've learned in my journey as an entrepreneur is people are solution oriented. It's not about talking and talking and talking. I can do XYZ. Can you really do it? Can you really bring solution? You're not adding problems to already existing problems. Rather, you are bringing solution to the problems that people have in their life. And when people see that you can bring solution, they are willing to pay anything to get the value you are bringing. So, like I said earlier, don't be scared to be paid for what you enjoy doing. Secondly, be specific in the value that you bring. Be specific in your why. Be specific in your purpose. And lastly, be solution oriented. Now, in all of these that you are doing, embracing it with a positive mindset, it's key. Because for you to go into profit, it's mindset. Profit is mindset. Money is mindset. If you don't have the mindset, you cannot attract it. So you need to have the profit mindset to attract it. And one positive profit mindset that you can have is positivity. Having that positive mindset to say, you know what? Yes, people can pay me for this, for my wife. People can pay me for the value I'm bringing. And that alone can be a game changer. Never forget, when you're positive, you're possible. And in positivity, there's always endless possibilities for you. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening. I yield the mic back to Mr. Eric.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. That was incredible from Mr. Positivity himself. We appreciate that. All right, so like I said, folks, to see us, you have to go on YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube now, then put the link on your LinkedIn so other people can see it. All right, I don't know what's going on with LinkedIn this morning, but we're going to keep the show moving as we always do. All right. So now we're going to go from Nigeria. We're going to go all the way to Europe, to England. And the gentleman that will be speaking now, his accent will give it away that that's exactly where he is. In London, England. All right. This gentleman helps you become famous. Okay. He helps you become famous online. He helped me on LinkedIn. He's helped a lot of people on LinkedIn to do the same. He's a marketing genius, and he gives a lot of valuable insight in our topic. So without further ado, I'm going to go over, give the mic over to Mr. Eni Osong. The floor is yours.
I knew
I
I was
knew I was
coming.
coming.
I didn't
I
want
didn't
to
want
press
to
the
press the
button.
button.
But I'm
But I'm
here, my
here, my
friend.
friend.
I say amazing share, Mr. Z and Queen Leah. Hope she'll come back. Eric, I don't know what you're going to do at the end because I think we're going to give you the facts as we have them, right? And they're pretty similar. That's what I'm realizing, right? Look, my friends, this question maybe started when Steve Jobs said, follow your passion. That's the key to success. In May 2007, I have you know, talking to university students. Do you follow your passion? What does that mean? As Mrs. Z said, your passion must make you money. And I think a lot of people, of course, the question exists long before that, right? Do you do what you love or do you do what makes your money? Can you do both? That's a real question we're asking. And I said, look, the best way I can then give you my thoughts on this is to say, think like a craftsman. That's what I do. Think like a craftsman, right? A craftsman started somewhere. And the craftsman is an expert in his field. He makes most beautiful things. Whether he's a bricks craftsman or a building craftsman or an accountancy craftsman or Quilia, a worth craftsman, Eric, a sales and events crafts. I'm saying everyone has to be a craftsman, right? Now, my craft is publishing books. It's making people famous. That's one of my banners would say, right? Now, where we're born with these things in our DNA. I wonder. No, we were not. No, we weren't. We weren't. We weren't. No, we just weren't. So don't be sitting there thinking, "Oh, I need to do something that I love." That's no, no, no. Look, some things we can say God gave us a gift, divine given gift. Yes, of course. But in reality, if you follow that, you're gonna be sunk, right? In truth, you're gonna have to think like the apprentice before you can become a craftsman. You're gonna have to learn to love what you do. This is why anything can be your passion, anything can be your thing, anything can be your why, your purpose. You have people who collect our bins. For some of them, that's their passion. I just had a man come run to my house just now. He unblocks drains. That's his passion, right? Nothing wrong with that. They all get paid. The beauty of being the craftsman, having started as an apprentice, is that in the end you get so good at solving people's problems that they will pay you. Yeah, but I think we have to truly appreciate where we're coming from. So choose what you do carefully. Do what gives your heart joy. Do what you enjoy doing. Do what you're willing to do. Spend a lot of time doing. Look, when I say I do marketing, people think Andy, you got a great life. Every day you wake up, you make videos, you do ads and all sorts of crazy stuff. No, I don't. No, I do not. Every day I wake up, I'm willing to do the repetitive stuff in marketing. That's marketing, really. Marketing is about finding what works for you, what works for your clients, and then doing it over and over and over and over for a very long time. That's real marketing, right? Now, so you have to look at your job in the same way. What do you do in the same way? If you want to become the expert, if you want to make that thing your passion, because you have to make it your passion, if you're going to stick at it, you're going to have to learn to love it in your heart, in your soul. If if it doesn't align with you at all, if it upsets you doing it, don't do it. Do something else. But you're still going to have to choose what you do, that you're willing to spend your time, your energy, everything you've got on. Because when you get to that place where you find something that you become the expert at, the money you make, people will pay you more than you ask them to pay you. That's the truth, right? Don't be sitting there waiting and thinking, I have to find what, I have to do what I love only. No, love what you do, and be prepared to start at the bottom to work your way up. That's how you find your passion in the end, right? And when you find it, serve people, help them solve a problem. That's how this all works, right? Anyway, that's me, Eric.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much. That was powerful. Man, we got so many gems this morning. And you're right, Annie. I don't have much to say after all of that. you guys took all my thunder. You took it all away. But you know what I will do? I will focus on how to know what your purpose is, your why is. Right? Let's talk about that. So I'm going to talk about that because some people like, well, I don't know my why. Like, how do I know my why? So I'm going to talk about that. So your why is what keeps you going. It's like someone tells you to wake up at 2:30 in the morning, like Leah Garcia, and you're like, oh, I can't wake up at that time. What is it that will get you up at that time? That's a why. What is it? Like, oh, you know what? I have to get up because I need to make enough money for my kids. That's your why, right? So find out what pushes you beyond limits, right? Let me just see if I can. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So that's important. That's your why. Okay. Now, sometimes people say, well, how do I find out? For some of you, you're good at something. Like there's something that you're really good at that comes easy to you and hard to others. It comes easy to you, but hard to others. I was speaking with one of our panelists, Zion, months ago about an event. I forgot what it was, but it was a challenge that I had. So, I'm asking him, what are we going to do about this? And he was so positive about it. I was like, oh, Mr. Eric, don't worry about that. And he was just so positive. I'm like, okay. But it comes naturally to him, right? It comes naturally to him. Like he didn't have to pretend. Like, he was just positive. And he told me all the positive parts of it, the bright side. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So you can't fake that, right? If you're a negative person, you don't want to teach positivity. You know what I mean? If you're a negative person, that's not your wheelhouse. That's not the course you want to create. If you're naturally a negative person, right? So yeah, find out what you're good at doing. It comes naturally. A lot of times people will tell you. They will tell you. So there's an event that I do. Many of you have been on it. We do this 3 times a week to promote your business meetup. And there's a guy on the call. He's a young guy, maybe 20s, maybe 30, but he has a very deep voice. He talks like this, very, very, very deep voice. And we always tell him, man, you should be an announcer. You should be, you should use that voice. And he does something totally different. Like I forgot what he does, but we always remind him, like, you should use that. Because it's different, and the second you start speaking, people hear it and say, "Wow!" Right? So he doesn't understand what he has. It's just his voice. He doesn't get it, but we all see it, right? So sometimes people will tell you what it is you're good at, and just take their word for it. They know what they're talking about, right? They know what they're talking about. Okay. Someone said earlier that you want to solve problems. Absolutely. Service to many leads to greatness. If what you're doing doesn't solve problems, try something else. Because nobody will part with their hard-earned cash if you're not solving a problem that they have or getting them to a goal they want to achieve, right? So make sure whatever you do, it helps people. Because if it doesn't help people, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Someone, I forgot who said it, but people will pay you more than they even thought they would ever pay you when they see a value. But if they don't see a value, they won't pay, right? I've had people meet with me and say, well, let's say we're talking about my sales coaching, and they're like, Eric, I saw another guy that does sales coaching, and yours is a little more expensive, but I'm gonna go with you because I like what you do. I went on your page, right? So they saw a value. That's why they're like, I'll pay more, right? But if there's no value, they just go for the cheapest one, right? So make sure you're giving value. All right. So I just want to tell you a story about a lady who is she's in her 60s, I think 65 or 66, and she started doing YouTube and YouTube videos, and then she started monetizing and making money with her YouTube videos. And she was so excited that she was doing this. So people would tell her, they would say, you know, you're so good at this. Like this is like, I mean, this is like you're natural at this, and then you're good at explaining to other people. So she said, really? And then they said, well, you should do it as a business. And she said, well, you know, I'm older. Like, who wants to listen to someone this old? And then people said, people like you, just people around your age. So she said, okay. So she started a business. She helps people 50 and over build a business on YouTube. And she's built a big business, a six-figure business. You see what I'm saying? So she didn't even know that it's a skill of hers, but other people told her that you're good at it and you should help others, and that's what she does. And when she meets with her potential client, let's say she meets with someone who's 65 like her or 70, and she says, okay, I can help you do this. And their first objection is, you know, I never grew up with social media. Like, I don't know anything about videos. And then you know what she'll say? I'm the same way. I know exactly what you mean. I feel the same way. And most of my clients felt the same way. But then guess what? I taught them how to do it. They were able to do it, and now look at them. And she starts showing her other sites, other YouTube channels of people she's helped, and they sign up on the spot, right? So that is just an example. It's never too early. It's never too late. Find something that you're good at, something that you can help others with, and that's your passion. And here's the thing: the money will roll in after that, right? It's after you help people that they pay you. It's not before, right? If you're focused on the money, it won't come. If you're focused on helping, that's when the money will roll in. Okay, so that's what I want to share. Thank you so much, Queen Leah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, and everybody else. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to go to the comments. I know a lot of people on YouTube. So on YouTube, you can make a comment as well, folks. You can type it in there. Some people got on. I don't know how Sherry got on LinkedIn. That's good though. It's a good thing. Maybe she went through Zion or Leah or somebody. Yeah. So very good. So welcome, Sherry. Good to see you. Natalie. Sorry. Good to see you. Coral is here. We see you, Coral. Thank you. Olushola is here. Good to see you. Let's see who else. I said Sherry. I did Tunes here. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome everybody. We appreciate all of you. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go around the room real quick, find out what our panelists are doing, how they are helping people. Okay. If they have anything new for you all, and then we'll get to your questions. So if you have questions, put it in the chat. Just the first word should be question, and then put your question in there. Okay. So let's go around the room. We're gonna start with Leah, then Zion, then Annie. Go ahead, Leah.
Absolutely. We'll love that you all are joining us on YouTube, because you know what? Champions always find a way. I am super excited. I host a Wealthy Wednesday. Every Wednesday, I'm always looking for guest speakers. I invite you to visit my Biz in a Box, which is like an interactive website. You can download my free ebook, lots of free tools there for you. And also this week, I just dropped another LinkedIn newsletter about tax tips. Listen, tax season started last year. I know everybody thinks it's tax season right now, but advanced tax planning already started. So check out my newsletter. And now we're going to hear from Zion. What you got going on in your neck of the woods, Mr. Zion?
All right. Thank you so much, Queen Leah. Thank you, Mr. Eric F. King, and also Mr. Eddie. For me, for anyone out there, you're struggling to stay positive in your business, especially, when there are challenges, when there are obstacles, it can feel overwhelming, it can feel tiring, it can feel frustrating, and you need a coach to help you go through that season of your life. It might just be family, it can be relationship, it can just be anything. But then we are all humans, we go through this period. You need somebody to hold you by your hand, to hold you accountable, to help you stay positive through this season. Feel free to reach out to me. And another thing I do is I help amplify people's voices through online events. You have a voice, you have a value to give, you want to reach out to more people, you want to put yourself in the front of a target audience. I can help you host an event like this, just like this, where you can reach out to more people with one click. You can inspire more people and share more value to more people. And on Fridays, I host my positivity event, 8 p.m. West African time and 7 p.m. UK time, where we bring our community together to share our insights and topics on different topics that we bring in Friday out. And today we have been on a series on confidence. And I tell you, it's a place you want to be. If you want to be there, reach out to myself or any who is part of my co-host so that we can be able to spread more positivity together. So thank you so much. I yield the mic to Mr. Eni.
I'm always doing something else when I'm talking, right? Always, right. Here goes. Look, my main thing is my making your first 10K month in business masterclass. It's on the 31st, it's a Tuesday, 31st of March. You know, so no, this is I guess the point is that our whys can be multiple. We can do many things at once, right? And have passion for many different things. My passion, apart from doing publishing, is to transform lives. You know, I really have this thing about taking someone or taking people from where they are to where they want to be, to greatness. Let's not hide it. I want to go from where you are to make you famous, make you a star, make you a celebrity, literally, and wealthy, of course. You know, and the way we do that these days is through our masterclasses. Every month, I'll have a paid workshop or paid masterclass where we show you the truth, the steps. You know, so when I book for a masterclass, I'm working with Christina Segato, and she's a business strategist, business coach extraordinaire, and I've seen her take people from literally working a job to starting their own business and making money. So we want to give you the steps that way you can make repeatable big revenue every month. Yeah. So look, the link is in the chat. Do book, but you have to buy a ticket. You have to buy a ticket. I said that, didn't I, Eric? You got to buy a ticket. It's not free. Buy a ticket. Come along and come and learn and transform your business, transform your life.
Okay, I forgot I'm next. Oh Lord, I'm like, okay, who's next? All right, folks, we're back. All right, so look, so for me, many of you know I run studiospeaking.com, right? The number one stage in the world for speakers, coaches, and authors to share their expertise and monetize their message. So if you are interested in speaking on my stage and you want to learn more about it, very simple. Go to studiospeaking.com and watch the short video. We made it so easy for you. So easy. Just go to studiospeaking.com, watch the short video. It'll tell you all about it. And if you're interested in speaking on my stage, we do have some spots available for our next event. Just click on the link and book a call. Okay. And the second thing I do is I help people to sell their offers. Okay. I've done this for many, many years before I even created the whole stage and platform. So if you want to double, triple, even 5x your sales, then go to go to meetwithericf.com. I'll put it in the chat. Meetwithericf.com, and there you can book a call with me, and you can also hear from others that have been in my coaching. Okay, and I'll be glad to speak with you. All right, so that's what I do. Want to welcome David. David, good to see you. Welcome. I want to welcome Lisa, Marie. Good to see all of you. All right, so we are going to get into the questions again.
Eric, haven't you got a show tomorrow?
What's that?
Haven't you got a show on Tuesday tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I do. I do actually. You got so many things going on. Thank you, Eddie. Lord have mercy. Yes, I do have a show tomorrow at what time is it? What time is my show tomorrow, Eddie? I believe
9
it's 5 o'clock.
p.m. 9 p.m.
Yeah, so not
9 p.m.
5. Yeah,
UK.
yeah,
So
5 o'clock.
yeah,
5 p.m. Yes, yes, yes. To see the title of it, go to my LinkedIn. I've totally forgot, but it's about getting on stages. It's about getting on stages. It's about getting more speaking engagements, right? But teamwork make the dream work. Teamwork, right? Right? You see, and it reminded me about my own event. Yes, yeah. Just go to my LinkedIn page, Eric F. King, and you'll see it there. Appreciate that, Annie. All right, Annie, do I have anything else going on? All right. So let's keep going. So now let's get to the questions now. You see, look, you gotta have fun doing what you do. I love this stuff, right? I love this stuff, right? This is fun for me. All right, so let's go to the questions. I know Carl has some great questions here. Okay, here's one. Coral says, she says, for those new businesses, how do you charge for your work? Very good question. How do you charge for your work? Because a lot of people, they do good work, but they don't want to charge. So I definitely have an answer for you, but let's go around the room and I'll come back to me. I will start with Leah and then I'll share. Go ahead, Leah.
That is a fantastic question, Coral. And this is the biggest challenge that I see new entrepreneurs making. They're so good at what they do. They bring a ton of value. They're all over social media. But when it comes time to collect the check, they feel a little shaky. And you got to really increase your identity. Okay, so if you still think that you're not worth it, then you're going to have a very difficult time charging for what you do. So that would be the first thing I would say, is that I really want you to feel super comfortable. Practice it. Asking for the money, asking for the check. Go in the mirror. Practice with your dog. Like, seriously, watch your body language, because I see a lot of times people will change, their whole dynamic will change as soon as it comes time to ask for the money. So you got to feel totally comfortable and confident about what you're charging and increase your identity, because otherwise you're going to come across very needy, and people they're going to feel your uncertainty, and even if it's valuable, and they're not going to want to pay you. I'm so sorry, but that's what I have to say. What do you say, Zion?
All right, thank you so much, Queen Leah. I think you said something very profound. I was about going to that direction. Firstly, for me, believe that your work is worth paying for. I was once in that place. I thought, oh, nobody will pay for it. I don't think they will pay for it. Or the money is too high. You must come to that point where you tell yourself, what I'm charging for this work is worth paying for. And when you get to that place, I tell you, people will start paying for it. And secondly, you talking about what you charge. Talking to a client should not be the first place you mention it or you say it. You are talking about your price, your money. The first time you are saying it boldly is when you are talking to a client. It feels so weird. It feels so uncomfortable. That's why practice how you say what you charge. Say it again and again. For me, I practice in the mirror. I talk to the mirror like I'm talking to my clients. And practice for those people who are going to tell you, oh, it's too high for me. It's too much for me. Practice the response. So it's not at that point you start thinking, what will I tell them? No, practice the response again and again. Become a master of charging for your work. Then when you're talking to your client, it becomes much more easier. I'm waiting to hear what Mr. Eni has to say concerning this.
I do love that. Now, the best place to practice your price and coming out with it smoothly, the place I learned the best was at Eric's success with the Compassionate Closer sales program. Truly, Coral, you were there too, so that's where you really have to say it with intention, right? Coral, I screwed this up. I messed this up in my business when I started. I had it all backward, right? I thought if I lowball everyone, if I charge the lowest on the market, they all rush to me. It's not true. It doesn't work. It does not work. All that will do is make you broke. Make you work in 9 days a week for nothing. Yeah. So this price thing is the hardest job in business. That's not the hardest. One of the hardest jobs in business. So a lot of us get it so wrong that we leave money on the table. Whereas if you get it right, damn, you make money by doing the same thing. Imagine that's I could say by doing less. But literally, you don't leave money on the table like I was doing, right? So when Mr. Z says it's not telling the customer, that's the challenge. Do you know? See, today my price is set based on the value I give. I know what I do. I know what mispublish a book. I know I'm going to get you a #1 bestseller if you pay me for that. So I know what it is I do, and literally I will sit here and talk to God and say, right, I want clients who are willing to pay my charges of X amount, and every year that amount has grown and grown and grown. Really, and it's amazing when I meet someone and they're like, yeah, of course I'll pay you. But I said, but that conversation with God in my journal, in my meditation, is where this all starts. And I envision the person I'm going to be talking to and what I'm going to be doing for them. And then when they pay me, I do what I say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Great answers. Great answers. So here's what I tell you. Here's what I like to share with people. If I tell you, if I want to tell you about a great restaurant, and I say you need to go to this restaurant, it's awesome food, I'll be excited about it, and I'll keep calling you. Like, did you go yet? If I want to tell you about a great movie, right? Did you watch it yet? Did you watch it yet? I'm excited because I know the movie is good and you'll love it. But the second they say, we're going to pay you, Eric, I'm like, oh, I'm not telling anybody anymore. Right? That is human nature. We don't want to take money for something when we're going to help people, right? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with charging. And here's the deal. The price, the value you put on your offer is the value other people put on it, right? I met with someone once. She said, she has this coaching program. She helps people for 6 months, and she meets them once a week for 6 months, and she charges $250. And I'm like, look, if you're charging $250 and you're going to be with them every week for 6 months, they're not going to take it seriously. Right? They're not gonna like this is, they're not gonna take it seriously. Most of the time they won't even show up if it's only worth $250, right? So make sure you have a price that actually makes people say, wow, she must be pretty good at this, right? She must be pretty good at this, right? That's important. Also invest in yourself. If you can't pay that, you won't have the confidence to ask for it. Right? If you've never bought a coaching program, right? You've never paid more than $300 to buy a coaching program, and now you want to sell yours for $3,000. You're not even going to sound confident. You're going to say something like, so my price is like, it's like $3,000. They're like, what? You're not gonna be confident. They're gonna see it and they're not gonna buy it. So you literally, like, I have paid well over 6 figures. I've probably $150,000 on coaching and training. Right. I always tell people, right? Someone taught me how to do videos online. Someone taught me how to do LinkedIn. Someone taught me how to create ebooks. Someone taught me how to write my book. Like, I paid people for all of this. I paid Zion. Like, I paid a whole bunch of people. So I know the value of buying offers that help you. And I'm proud to share mine because I'm confident in what I do as well. So those are a few tips for you. I just gave you guys a training. I should charge for that. I should have charged for that. Oh, by the way, the best way is to join my coaching program, like Annie said, because you're gonna get all that. Okay. Again, click on the link. It's in the chat. Click on the link and let's talk. All right. Meetwithericf.com. All right. So let's keep going. We do have more questions here. One second. This thing is going slow today. Okay. Let's see. From your perspective, what's one mistake people make when trying to monetize their purpose, and how can they avoid it? That's a great question. A mistake that people make when they're trying to monetize their offer. Okay, so we will go around the room starting with Leah. And if Leah, if you want to defer to somebody else, you can do that as well. Then you can go back
I'm going to
until
phone a
everybody
friend on this one.
speaks.
I'm definitely going to phone a friend. Yes, I'm going to phone the Godfather. He's going to kick us off.
Okay, to go. Okay, now superb. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Great question as always, Coral. The biggest mistake, the one mistake I see people make every day, free. The word free. Yes. Look, with the people, you can be clever and use free as a model, right? But clearly, what you're saying is come for free, do it for free, and then buy other things, right? So it can be an introduction technique. But for most people, if you do something free, the customer will never become a premium customer. Going from freemium to premium is hard, harder than you think, because people get used to having it free. Why should I pay you? It's free. Stop doing free. Charge them from day one. Charge them something. That way they know that you're not free. And they if it's free, tag it onto something else. You come for free, but if it's free, tag it onto something else. You come for free, but you do that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Eni.
Thank you.
Let me chip in. Thank you for sharing that. That's very profound.
Thank you for sharing that. That's very
I
profound.
think one thing I would love to add to it is I think Mr. Eni mentioned it earlier. I just wanted to buttress it is the fact that reducing your price, thinking that reducing your price is going to attract more people to you. That's a mistake a lot of people make. They think, oh, being the cheapest in the market will attract more people to you. No, people actually pay for value. When they see that you are charging a certain amount, which is a little bit high, they know that you know what you are doing and they want to patronize you. So avoid the trap of reducing your price too low to attract people. It doesn't work like that. Maintain your price, maintain quality, maintain premium, and premium will attract premium. So thank you.
All right. So let's keep going. So for me, what I would say is this. So the question is, from your perspective, what's the one mistake people make while trying to monetize their message? I think one mistake is they feel that everybody will buy the first time they see it. It doesn't work that way. You have to keep sharing value, right? She like you can hear Leah talking about what she does on this call, and then you get on her social media, then you watch her on her Wealth Wednesdays, then you read her post, then you read her ebook. Then like, okay, I'm definitely working with her now, right? It's not a one-time thing. So don't think you're just gonna do an event and everybody's just gonna buy. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It happens, but nobody does that, right? So I think that's one mistake. They think it's one and done. I just do an event and become rich and go buy my mansion. No, look, I have so many events I don't even remember. Like I have one tomorrow, right? I'm talking about what I talk about all the time, right? But people need to see me in different places. They saw my video, they see my LinkedIn live, they see I did a TikTok live yesterday, right? Why? Because I want people to see me in different places and get different amounts of information. So that's one thing I would share is don't think that people will buy right away, because no matter how good your offer is, sometimes people need to think about it. Sometimes they need to see you again to even know that you'll stick around after they buy, right? They don't want to see you one time. I say in my meetings, in my promote your business meetings, that if you're here and your plan is to just come here and sell somebody and go, it's not going to work. You have to keep coming back, right? So that's what I would say about that. And I think we have time for one more question. Let me just see if there's anybody outside our call that has asked a question. If you guys see, let me know. But I haven't seen that yet. So I'm going to go to Carl's question. Okay. Okay, here's one. Okay, for everybody, this is like more of a personal question. How did you personally identify the purpose that eventually became the foundation of your business? That's good. Yeah, how did you personally identify the purpose that eventually became the foundation of your business? I love that question. All right, so you can get started with Queen Leah.
Yeah, that's a fabulous question. And for me, it's been an evolution, right? In the beginning, I was selling health insurance. And so I wasn't talking about building a dynasty. I wasn't talking about generational wealth. That was a total blind spot for me. But I always say the more you speak your mind, the more you grow your mind. And as I started to speak more, I started to learn more. And by the way, that came as an evolution. And then I started to connect the dots together. And I realized that I've been doing this my whole life, right? I've been wanting to do this my whole life. So I think you have to get out in courage and start speaking, and then you're going to find that message. But incredible question. What do you think, Mr. Zion?
Yes, thank you so much, Queen Leah. That's very profound. For me, like you said, finding purpose or finding your why is progressive and it's a journey. And it's like a seed that when you sow in the soil, it grows from sprouting out to becoming a tree and having its fruit. It's like that. It's been a journey. For me, it all started from sharing my story just to inspire people, to motivate people, talking about my experience as a child, growing up to be a teenager, to be a youth, and to be an entrepreneur. It all started like that, but that became a catalyst that seeing that what I say can inspire people, can motivate people. Boom. That's how the whole business idea was being vetted, being able to inspire people with my energy, with my attitude, and coaching people to maintain that mindset. For me, that's how I personally identify the purpose that has turned into my business today. So I'm waiting to look forward to hear what Mr. N has to say concerning this.
It's beautiful, right? None of us were born with this thing that we do, right? I'll say this, my friends. I've got more than one business. You have more than one purpose. You do. Trust me, right? And for the first one, the first business, say I dreamt it as a kid. I wanted to own a whole street of houses. And one day I had a chance to buy property. I did, and I bought many more since. That's one way of doing this passion thing, right? What I do now was based. It's an evolution, as Queen Leah says. So I started off as a marketer, and then opportunities came. So I got to market books and authors, and so I went into that. I was working with a publisher. Alas, the publisher and I fell apart, so went our separate ways, and I realized I could publish books myself. I learned how to do it, and that's what I do now. That's how I became. That's how publishing is the foundation of my business now. But now it's evolving into speaking.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I hope all of you picked that up, that you can evolve, right? You don't have to start somewhere and stay there for the rest of your life. You can evolve, right? For me, I got into sales by accident. I never wanted to be in sales. I got into sales by accident, but then I learned a lot. I learned how to sell without being pushy, and I became really good at it. And then people said, "Well, can you teach me?" Then I started teaching. Then I realized I can charge for this. Then I started charging. Right. Then I became a sales coach. Right. Now I'm helping people make money. At the same time, I'm speaking on stages. Right. I see an opportunity to speak in a studio. I said, wow, this would probably help my business. I went there, I spoke, it really boosted my business. And then I thought, wait, I can help other people with the same thing. Right. And that's how I started promoting my stage for others to speak on. Right. Again, evolving. Now I help people to speak on my stage. Right. So it's not, I didn't plan any of it, but because I saw it worked for me, everything that worked for me, I knew it would work for others. And now I'm helping others do the same. Right. So a lot of times it's your personal story that really gets you there. So having said that, we're going to get to the last question, which has to do with the personal story. So everybody, if we can just speak for like 1 minute each, from your perspective, are there any practical ways a person can turn their personal story or mission into a business opportunity? Their personal story into a business opportunity, just like I did, just like all of you did. Leah, you can start, or you can hand it over to anybody else to start.
I think I'll take this one. Thank you, Eric. I actually would say to start sharing your story. Start sharing your story with the people you know. Get into groups, get into networking groups, and start telling your story. And guess what? They will start to give you feedback. You're going to see how they react to it, and then you'll know if you're on the right track. And it's okay if you're not. You could just pivot. Champions don't panic. We pivot. I want to hear from Mr. Positive Energy.
All right. Great one, Queen Leah. One thing I will tell you is continue to share your story. And one way for you to share your story is hosting online events. And if you don't know how to go about it, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to go through this, reach out to us, reach out to myself, or reach out to Annie. Let's help you host online events so you can share your story. And from your story, you can build it to become a business. So thank you, Mr. Annie. Let's hear what you have to say.
Write a book. Yeah. Who said that? Did I say that? Oh, it was me, right? Look. No, you need to say, look, take time to work out what others can learn from your story. Who can learn? Who can benefit from hearing your story? What can they learn? Be intentional. From your story, you can create a model. See, I see a lot of people, coaches, for example, who share knowledge every day. Not all of them have a system, their own unique system. The question I always ask is, what's your way of doing it? What's your way of surviving what you survived to get this far? Write it down, create something out of it, create a solution, and share that, market that, build a service on top of that.
Very good. Very good. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, folks. And I basically shared mine earlier, right? I didn't start out as a salesman. I became good at it, and then I started helping people. I didn't start out as a great speaker. I was very shy, and I was forced to speak in one day, and I became good at it, and now I help people with it. You see what I mean? So we all in some way that's a great question, turned our personal story into our business opportunity. And all of you can too. I was speaking with a guy, I'll just say this real quick, who dealt with a lot of grief in his life. A lot of people dying in his life, and he was able to get through it, and now he helps people with that, right? So now he's monetizing his pain. He's monetizing it because he's helping people, through his pain, which basically says to all of us, we all have a story. We all have something that we can monetize if you just have to look hard enough. So I think that's a great way to end. Appreciate everybody jumping on. I see, I see the great Paula Washington joined us today. CJ joined us. Appreciate all of you. Obianju who joined us. Thank you so much, folks, for those of you that were able to get on YouTube. And again, if you can take this YouTube and share it in LinkedIn and Facebook and other places so people can see this. All right. That's all we ask, that you share this with others. All right. So we appreciate everybody. We will see you same time next week. It has been a plum pleasing pleasure to be here with you, as well as a privilege, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.